Today we're going to be doing hubs, new hubs for the 2007 GMC Yukon XL Denali. We got two hubs. That's the part number WH515096 for two hubs. So two parts of this kind of thing. If one is bad, it's better replace both of them and stuff. Our driver side front is kakats, so we already replaced that one. We're gonna make the video on the passenger side.
How did you know that the hub was kakats?
I wonder, honey. This is your car. You've been driving it.
So how do you know? For somebody who doesn't know.
Look, it's rough. This is the old one. You can feel it.
Does it make a noise? Does it squeak?
Yeah. When you increase speed on the highway or something, the noise goes louder.
So it's a hum?
Yeah.
It was that hum that I was hearing.
Yes, honey. It was the hum. If you don't replace it, the wheel will fall off eventually. And so the bearing itself will break apart inside here. And that's it. So just by the way the hub moves, it's all rough. So this thing is kakats, better just replace it and stuff. So yeah, this looks like original anyways. We had a good time taking it off, clearly by me cutting off the bolts. So that's that. So compared to the new one that we got, this is all from Amazon, so all made in China. Kind of thing. Links are going to be in the description down below. So the new one, how it moves, it's like butter smooth. Everything moves perfectly fine. No noises. So that's what we're gonna replace it with and stuff. So we're gonna start on the side. You need a 35 mil socket to remove it. Everything else is just removing the caliper and the caliper mount. So that's gonna be 19 mil, 18 mil. Your tires are gonna be, the bolts for the wheels, it's gonna be 21 mil. To rip that out. Penetrating oil, carb cleaner, anti-seize. You're gonna need big sledgehammer. What's that shit called? Oh, grinder, and a torque wrench to set the lug nut in the middle of the axle. You need a torque wrench kind of thing. I thought about just putting up 150 psi on the impact and just call it a day, but no, you could over tighten the bolts and kill the bearing itself, so thus it's not productive and you're gonna break another hub. So I got myself a torque wrench from Princess Harbor for $45 for this thing, half inch and stuff. It's click kind of thing. A lot of great reviews and stuff, one-time use, and it falls apart. So I already used it once, so maybe one more time before it falls apart, then I'm happy with my purchase kind of thing, because a good torque wrench is gonna cost you like 500 bucks from, what's that place?
Princess Harbor.
No, not Princess Harbor. It's like Snap-on Tools. Snap-on Tools is like 500 bucks easy to get the torque wrench and stuff, but that thing is gonna last you the rest of your life. That's one of my dreams, but I'm married, so I can't be wasting money on that stuff. So on this side, already jacked up the vehicle, took off the tire, removed the calipers. So in my situation is two bolts, 19 mil, I already removed on the side. So I'm just gonna rip it off like that. There goes your caliper. Put the caliper on the side and stuff. Take out your pads of the caliper mount. Now's the time to check them, see if they're kakats or not and stuff. Check your discs if it's not piece this kind of thing. So put that away. Now is to take the mount off. That's 18 mil. So I got an 18 mil wrench and sledgehammer, or we're gonna use the impact. Depends on my mood and stuff. I'm gonna start with the impact kind of thing. I don't want to kill myself right off the bat and stuff. That's it. We're gonna start on that. To break the bolt loose.
You need to do it manually.
Yeah. I tighten it so much with the impact. That's it. Just needs to move like a couple mil, and then you're good. And then you can continue with the impact and stuff. Because the torque is broken now. See? Like that. Top one's here. Need a little bit more persuasion. Mount falls off, bolts are loose. So you got the bolts out. Here's the mount for the caliper. Now is the time to check your pins if they move freely and stuff. And then the slides, you can clean them off when you're reassembling it. I think. Spray carb cleaner on it, take a rag, wipe it down, put new anti-seize on the slides. And you're good to go. Try not touching your hands with the disc. So I use my palms because they're less dirty. I go with the outer, grab them like that, pull and stuff. Here's your disc and stuff. So I will put that on the side. So now you have your hub assembly. This is the original one. From behind, there's 3 bolts, 15 mil. So we're gonna try to remove those. Right now it's a good idea to turn the wheel to get access. You got 2 15 mil on the bottom and 1 on top. The top is a pain ass because the drive shaft's always in the way. So we're gonna start on that. Gives us more access. So you got 1 bolt here, 1 bolt here, so 1 bottom, 1 top one, and the other one's on the other side. So you gotta turn the whole assembly the other way. Use some PB blaster. This stuff's like the best kind of thing. Always works. I used it many times for many years. I just soak everything, like all the metal. Try to get into the threads and just give it a little short burst so it absorbs. And then like this dust shield from the caliper and the hub assembly, I try to put it in here in the crack in the how it's joint, let it seep in. Do that. Then on the axle bolt itself inside the hub, I'll give it a short burst around. Now, break time. Now we wait, let it give it like 10-20 minutes. Let it soak in, let it do its job. Preferably 24 hours. If you did this the day before, then it will come out like butter, the bolt. But in our situation, we're gonna give it like 10 minutes, then we're gonna go at it. Well, it's been 10 minutes, so I got a 15 mil socket, little extension, 2-inch extension for my impact air hammer. Reverse. There we go, 1 bolt. So it does help, it soaks into the threads. All right, so the top one is not coming out. So we dropped the truck down. Now the driver's side tire is touching the ground. Thing. There we go, there's your nut and stuff. Once you remove it, it's a new socket. See, the bolts ain't coming on. I gotta hammer it from the inside, but I'll just put the nut back on like that. Then you can push on the nut itself and it'll move the drive shaft. It would move the drive shaft, so you can move the drive shaft out and gives you that clearance, because there's a tapered piece here for the CV shaft and stuff. So the knuckle here, then it'll give you enough space to get access to that bolt, because of this bolt's in the way, of course, for the A-arm. So we need to get access there. So I already lifted up the truck, turned the wheel to give us more access to the bolt on the bottom here and stuff. So we got one more bolt here on the back side on the bottom. Put it reverse. And that's it. So that bolt number 3, the PB blaster soaks in all the bolts really good. So now the hub is free now. Coming out of nowhere. There we go. So now the hub is loose. Remove your nut. Put the axle. Washer. And slide off the drive shaft. So this is your old hub, this lovely rusted piece. What we need off of this guy is the shield. Yet the shield doesn't even want to move. Get it off. There we go. So this is garbage. Moves better than the driver's side, but still it's the worst thing ever. Is this, you only do one side, and a week later the other side, the old side, goes again, goes out. Then you gotta repeat this whole process. It's better just do everything right away, and it's cleanup time. You clean off the grooves. So somebody used grease on this before. Now it's being solved. And clean this lip here inside. I'm gonna scrape that down so the new hub assembly slides in much better. So this is how I clean it. I got an air hose, I got a scraper, gasket scraper, nice solid piece I have to scrape inside and stuff, and a carb cleaner. Now it looks way better. Nice and clean. Just gonna clean it a little bit more. These spindles, the axle shaft here. This is how I do it, kind of thing. Again, I'm not a mechanic, but this is how I do it. Just make my life much easier. I put a small amount of grease inside the lip of the spindle here, so I just coat it all the way around and stuff. You don't have to go crazy. So this whole assembly here slides in much easier and stuff. Make sure you avoid any grease on this thread here. I'm just wiping it down. Wipe your hands and get ready for assembly. Make sure you remember to install this thing, the shield. On the driver's side I installed it without the shield, in Okay, then I have to take everything back apart. Next, feed the wire through the opening. Take your hub assembly. Try holding everything together. So now wiggle, wiggle. So now the hub's in place. Now, time to put the bolts in. I got new ones. So this is the part number 917517. This little box of 3 bolts cost $40. Cost me. So better just replace them with new ones, because those are, I stripped them and then I had to grind them off and all that. These are new fancy ones compared to the old ones. Old ones are still good. I could use them, but in our situation, because in our luck, it's gonna fall apart. Everything's falling apart. So with these new bolts, you're gonna use for thread lock. I'm gonna put blue thread lock on them, just in case the bolt assembly doesn't fall apart. I'm just gonna clip in the wire. Take your caliper, clip this one. Clip it into the mount, like that. This one clips in here. That one goes there. Use a drop of dielectric grease. The connection is waterproof already, but just in case we want to go swimming in the lake with this truck, at least we're protected with our ABS sensors. That's it. So you now got space for the 2 bolts, one top, one bottom, there. Take your new bolts and put some thread lock on it. So when you're driving down the road, the whole assembly does not fall off. That's how I do it. We're gonna put this one on the top. Put the washer in. Put the bolt in. Try to wipe down any grease, any oils on the threads. Now push on it, on the pull, so it moves the shaft. See how it moves? Mm-hmm. Move it.
Yeah.
And then gives you enough space to put in the bolt. So that's the top one. Now we're going to do the bottom one. So you got that. That's 15 mil on bare minimum power. Loosely put it in there. See that the axle is the biggest problem. So that's how you do the top one. You just use a ratchet wrench to do it. So same thing, move the shaft, push it in, gives you enough wiggle room. And now, okay, so now we have this, the center bolt for the axle itself. I'm gonna put a drop of blue Loctite. Went on Google Let's see what's the torque setting for the hubs, the center bolt of the axle there. They're saying from 166 to 250. If it's a Denali or if it's an Escalade, I don't understand that when they're both the same vehicle. Everything's the same. So I'm gonna put 175 of torque. Walk it down and just torque it down. Okay, you have the vehicle, so now you have torque. So we're gonna torque this thing. So there's your click. There we go. So that's 175 feet-pounds. So the center hub is done. Now that's done for the hub assembly. That's all we need to do. Now we got to put this back, everything else, the bracket, caliper, everything done. Lift it back up, put the wheel back on it, and go for a test drive.
What is that?
Now give me a big smile.
Alright guys, there you have it. We did the two front hubs on the Denali here. Now we're going to go take it for a test drive. And we're going to start making another video. Alright guys, please like, subscribe. Continue watching our videos. Have a good day. Make sure you drive slow, you know, Karen's out there, you know. Karen, fucking Karen. Oh, those good old Karens.